What's up, everybody? Trenton here with SoundlinkTV here with Danny Worsnop of Asking Alexandria fame. You're doing your solo tour right now, some solo shows and everything. So, first of all, without a band, you've done these before and everything. We've seen you, here a few years ago doing one at the old location. And so, just you up there with the guitar and everything, playing some songs of your own or some of Asking songs. What's that like for you in that environment?
It's great. It's where everything started for me, and it's an opportunity for me to kind of play the stuff that I love and resonate with, and that is kind of my soul coming out. It's obviously the Asking Alexandria doesn't tour so much anymore. Not out of any other reason than everyone has children and they like sitting at home, which is very understandable. So it gives me the opportunity to be less busy, which is good. It's good. I love and enjoy doing this.
Yeah, you mentioned soul. One thing I was going to ask about that is you feel maybe a different side of you coming out when you're performing some of those older songs, or even some of your personal material and stuff. Is there like a different vibe that might come out you may not get with the full band that you can get with just your voice and a guitar?
Oh, 100%. This often sounds negative. I don't mean it that way. Asking Alexandria is very much a job. Like I contract there. They hire me on to do tours. I never rejoined the band again, so it's ran very much like a business, and it's showing up to work. And this I just get to have fun and play music and kind of be myself instead of playing other people's songs.
Yeah. One thing about you is you support the military, and I just found out coming up here from Chris, the guy who helped set this up, is that you guys have a guest list full of military veterans tonight. You guys spent some time with them recently, so talk a little bit about that, your interactions with the military. Because for most people who know, you weren't born in America, but you do support the United States military a great deal. So talk a little bit about that.
Very much so. I grew up. My godfather was military. My uncle, all my grandparents. Obviously during that time, I think most people's grandparents were. It wasn't so much a choice at the time, but that was always something that was a direction for me until music showed up. That was the plan, and the plan even beyond that. From I don't even know how young an age was to come to America. I wanted to get away from England as far and as fast as possible. That's how the Asking Alexandria thing came about. It was Ben asked me, I think 3 or 4 different times, and I said no every time, and he said, "We're going to go to America," and I said, "I'm in." I think there's so much crossover within our two respective worlds, where it's hard to find common ground and have things in common with a lot of people on regular stuff that we kind of go through every day, and there's a lot of commonality between the military life and the music life. So we find a lot of common ground there, and music's a big part of what carries them through, and we have all of this that we do to thank them for. But yeah, we were at Sawmill, I think it's a couple hours away, all yesterday, with some veteran guys and some special forces guys. Had a great time, and they're all coming down tonight.
Do they put you through any of those drills, the courses, or some of the exercises they might do, some of the physical stuff? How do you handle that stuff if you try it?
We did a few shooting drills, which was great. I haven't got to shoot in too long, so I was a little rusty, but yeah, it's all good. It's fun.
Yeah, and you have a tequila tasting going on tonight too. So forgive me if I say this wrong. Asesinato tequila. A lot of guys, when they, come out of their, especially in this scene, come out of their Warped Tour years, quote unquote, and they get into the craft beer and that kind of thing, maybe some wine. What was it about tequila that made you want to get into that?
I don't like beer. Wine's for girls, and I don't know. I've always enjoyed tequila. I think most people who don't like tequila have a bad tequila story, and it's usually around like Jose Cuervo or Patron or something, which are terrible. Anything that says gold on the side or silver isn't real. Yeah, it was something I'd always been interested in doing, and it seemed like a far-fetched dream for the longest time. And then a friend of mine's company tried to bring me in, and I almost pulled the trigger on it and kind of backed out at the last minute. And about 3-4 years ago, I decided, fuck it. I've got the money, I have the time, I have the resources, I've got the group of people I can do it with. So we went ahead and started the company, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, so compared to that to band life, touring the world, performing and writing songs, and now you're being creative in a different aspect with the beverage and everything. So, how does that overlap? And, what are some things that you might have taken from your musician side into something like into a business venture where you're like, you're in you're, I guess, in corporate America, or worldwide, if you want to call it that.
Um, the company's made up. Everyone I started the company with, and all the first people that we brought on are all musicians. So that was a kind of core part of the company in the first place. But, I mean, we had initially just friends help build it and raise awareness. We had Jelly and Kels and Teddy and all those wonderful people kind of help spread the word a bit, which was great. And it's always been kind of a music-orientated company. Yes, we make tequila, but it's the entire purpose and point of it was supposed to be like a communal and bringing people together thing.
Yeah. And you said it's going great and stuff.
Yeah.
How's it grown over the years and stuff? From where it was to where it is now. How have you seen it grown? I guess across the world.
Well, the first 3 years were just us in developing and getting the tequila and all the branding right. And we launched in December, right before New Year's. So we've gone from, nothing to, we're all over Florida now, Florida-based in Pensacola, to now spreading out so gradually across the U.S. We ship everywhere. 40 states. We ship 40 states. And then we just are moving into Australia right now. We're looking for more international and, yeah, just have that as well. And obviously getting to take it on tour with the music and having be one together thing that's the dream.
Yeah. And speaking of music, with your solo stuff, what do you have planned for that? I've seen you featured on a few songs recently in last year and so, but as far as like putting out a full-length EP, some stuff with just you, what's in the works with that?
I just finished the third album. We're kind of in the editing and mixing phase right now. So I don't have a release date on it, but I wanted to do this just focusing on the older stuff first, because I haven't toured in 5 years.
Yeah.
So and I haven't released stuff. So I wanted to just take a breath, revisit all these old songs before kind of hitting new stuff, and kind of give these songs a nice little send-off.
Yeah, and you haven't toured in a while,
Yeah.
How's that been getting back on the road, doing this, like taking it back all in after, the lockdowns and all that crazy stuff?
I mean, before the first show got rained out, so that was going to be kind of our testing ground. It was at a friend's event, so that was going to be kind of where we got to test stuff, make sure everything was right. So that got rained out, so we had to pull an acoustic set out of our ass. And then the second show is where we discovered that a bunch of stuff was wrong. So that was fun. So that ended up being an acoustic thing as well. And we spent all day today, sat down there figuring out all the problems and re-getting everything lined up to where it's supposed to be. So hopefully tonight goes well.
We shall see. And I got a fun one for you to wrap it up. We see the surge of the mid to late 2000s coming back, all the emo stuff. Obviously, you were in that world for a while with Asking's early years. What do you make of that? Or, are you happy, you might have, that old stuff coming back and new people hearing it, people, our age, in our 30s who grew up with it, celebrating it. What do you make about, all of that resurgence?
My finger is so far off the pulse of it, honestly. For the most part, if it's not me listening to Mayer, Adele, and Stapleton, and Combs, and all those guys, it's my girlfriend listening to a bunch of 90s pop music.
There, you can't go wrong, Britney.
Nope, that's her favorite, absolute favorite. NSYNC she's mad at because she doesn't like Justin Timberlake because of Britney. So NSYNC is banned, but it's a lot of Backstreet Boys and a lot of Britney happening, and then occasionally I get to listen to my music.
What's just your own music, or what's your music?
A whole bunch of Adele and Teddy Swims, Luke Combs' Incredible, Stapleton, a lot of John Mayer, all that good stuff.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I like a lot of pop these days, that kind of thing too. Well, Danny, thanks for your time today. Looking forward to seeing you later, perform tonight, the tequila and tasting and all that. Thanks for your time today. I'm Trent with Soundlink TV with Danny Worsnop. Thanks for watching.